welcome to our beloved parishioners. I'm Bailee.
I'm Ashley.
And this is Praise Be to Pod. Thank you so much for joining us. Ashley, what is on your heart?
What's on my heart is I have some presents for everybody.
Really?
Yes.
I love presents.
Okay, first, for Jacob, some yellow Gatorade.
Why are you gifting our producer piss in a Gatorade bottle?
Did you see the laugh?
Yeah,
That's why.
I heard the laugh.
Next,
Ooh. Yay!
Grape Celsius.
Oh, can I have it right now?
and
I'm gonna have it right now.
oh, you're gonna want it right now.
Even though it's like 6 p.m.
Guess what else?
Oh! Prosecco! Wait, am I gonna open this right
Prosecco
here?
and Celsius.
Oh my god, okay, here we go.
Your
here we go.
favorite treat.
I do want to open the bottle on camera though.
Yeah.
To show
Because
off.
guess what? This is season 2.
Season 2!
Because we're starting our 26th episode today.
We are. Holy shit. All right, are we going?
We're going
Okay, here we go.
for it.
This is in celebration of our fun little hobby that we do, which is complaining
Our
about
fun
all the
li-
religious trauma we have.
A pro!
Mazel tov!
Mazel! I brought my mug so I could share. Okay, so that's what's on my heart is I've been thinking, we haven't recorded in a few weeks.
Yeah.
We usually record every week, but I've been having some personal problems. So we haven't recorded in a while, and I was like, I just need to bring these gifts because I recently watched our episode about our gas station snacks, and it was so funny.
It was so cute.
It got really great reviews and feedback. Yeah, everyone loved the game.
Oh, it was pretty cute. Yeah.
So I think we need more props.
Yeah, I think so.
So I just thought I'd bring some.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
What
so
about
much for doing
you?
that.
What's on your heart?
Okay, so I have a new therapist
Ooh.
to help do. I talked about this in former episodes that I'm going to be starting ketamine therapy.
I haven't talked to you about it at all.
Oh yeah,
I want to
we
know
should
so
like
much.
we should get a drink sometime and maybe talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe after the
tonight.
podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a therapist who's going to be guiding it, and they've been doing these prep sessions. So that's what I want to talk about. It's a man.
A man?
I know.
Is helping you mentally?
I have a male therapist. I literally, first day I walked in and I saw him and I'm like, sweetheart, shouldn't you be taking my insurance up front? I was like, why are you
Are you in the right place?
Are you sure you're qualified, baby girl?
Is this me, the intake nurse?
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, I threw my jacket to him to hang up.
That's all.
Yeah, I sat on his lap immediately. I was just like, take me to the therapist. And he's like, I have a doctorate degree in psychotherapy, bitch. But yeah, I have a male therapist, and this is the most alarming part of this is he's good.
Shit.
He's gifted.
Yeah.
He's really, really good.
You know, you might be already going there with this conversation, but
Men can do things that women do.
I do feel like men in women's fields, because therapy is traditionally mostly women.
Yeah.
They do have a couple more things to overcome, so they're actually good at it.
Yes.
It's kind of weird. I feel sexist. Is this sexist or not sexist?
So I
don't
think
know.
that two different things can happen. I think, yes, they can have more to overcome. And also I've seen this with like male nurses. They get like, oh, you sweet boy, a little bit more, where it's like,
Yeah.
like people think it's darling that they're in it, which is like sexist, I guess. But I think
but they get a little bit of the bullshit that we've experienced. That
yeah,
makes them
exactly.
better,
Yeah. One of my best friends is engaged to a guy who looks like Jesus, and he's a nurse. And when he walks into a room with a sick patient and looking like Jesus,
Oh my God.
oh, it's fucking over. They don't even need a chaplain anymore. He's incredibly effective. But yeah, so I have this male therapist, and he's really good at his job. And we're doing all these like prep sessions. And one of the things that he does in our session that initially really surprised me and kind of rubbed me the wrong way is he like kind of points out the elephant in the room, that it's awkward that he's a man and I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, please don't do that. Like
we already know.
like, yeah. But he wants to, like, he kind of presents like this could be a barrier to vulnerability or you feeling safe because I was like patriarchy and stuff like that. And at first it really rubbed me the wrong way when he would like check in and be like, you know, this might be a factor that exists. because to me, it's like, it reminded me like, okay, if I'm like getting a pap smear and my gynecologist is down there and she looks up and she's like, hey, is this weird for you? I'd be like, I mean, now it is. But like, he kept pressing me on this and I'd be like, bro, like shut the fuck up. Like, let's just get the job done and get out of here. And then it like, all of a sudden I just kind of like broke down one day and I was like, yeah, this is actually really hard. I don't trust you. I'm open to learning to trust you, but like, I'm not even sure if you're qualified. Like I actually like don't. And it was like really, I don't think I've ever like, and I like cried a little bit too. And like, to be honest, like I haven't cried in front of a man since the 90s. So this was like,
Seriously?
I mean, maybe not actually, but like I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I cried in front of a man.
Damn, I'm a crier, so I cry in front of everybody all the time. Yeah.
I mean, the girls got my tears for sure, but I don't know what it is. There's like a blockage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a pick me. I'm not sure.
No, you're not.
Thank you so much. I was fishing for that. Girls grow through and through.
Oh my God.
But yeah, anyway, I just cried and I was just like, man, maybe I do need to work on that like wound a little bit. And every session I have had with him, I have wept. I don't know what it was, but apparently I needed a man to tell me everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm not. I am a feminist, but like I know that I just set back feminism like 10 years by saying that. But yeah, anyway, that's what's on my heart is that I'm really surprised by how good my male therapist is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Maybe men can do the things that women do. Maybe they can also be CEOs. Maybe I'm pushing it a little bit.
I have had many therapists in my life, and I've had a very good experience with a male therapist as well.
Yeah. And
it was really different.
Yeah.
And it was really successful for me.
He also, like, one thing I really like about it is that, like, I can tell there's not as much projection.
Yeah.
And he just, like, gets right to it. There's no rapport, no small talk. I tried to make a joke the other day, and he's like, I don't get it. And I was like, I love that. You don't get it. You're just here for business. And then he referred me to somebody to help me do my intake for like a medical eval for ketamine. Another man.
Oh, of course.
He was also awesome. He gave me a book.
Men helping men.
Yes, men helping men to help women. To help women. Anyway, so I'm just like thrown a loop. But yeah, apparently there are good men out there, and both of them are my therapists.
And our producer.
And yeah, I'm so sorry. He's shaking his head. He's like, I'm actually a really bad guy. Okay, I think I'm done talking about what's on my heart. What's next, sister?
We do need to give our recommendations for Trust and Obey.
We certainly do.
You almost died there.
No. I will never die.
And I would like to say that mine is obviously that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3 is starting when this episode releases. It's going to start that week.
Oh, perfect timing.
We timed it like that on purpose.
Works mysterious ways, I fear.
So, have you caught up?
No,
Bailee.
I know. I deleted my Hulu because of politics.
Well, I understand, but this is for the work.
I had to take a stand.
I already switched from Spotify to Tidal.
Jimmy Kimmel is a vulnerable billionaire.
Also, they brought him back. Number one.
They did. And I
Number
also
two,
have to watch.
How many things can you get rid of
No,
before nothing will change?
I'll get Hulu back now that they put him back on. And also, I do need to watch last season of Fargo, apparently. So I will.
Oh, really? Is it supposed to be good?
My sister says that the whole time she was watching it, she's like, this would be like Bailee's favorite season.
Is it about Appalachia?
I don't fucking know. It's probably about Minnesota. It's Fargo, for God's sake.
Okay, I want to watch it.
Okay, cool.
Great.
You'll be able to trust and obey for that.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, so we've talked about this person before, but
of course.
I saw, so my favorite musical artist ever is Ethel Cain. She is me, and or a more talented version of me, I should say. But I saw her live, and I fucking levitated. Oh, it was so good. I just cried, and every moment was just absolute bliss. It was so fun watching her live. If you are somebody who has religious trauma in any capacity, like, and also like it's beyond that. Like if you have any background, you would love her music. But in particular, if you grew up religious, her music is just so pervasive. Like it's so good. So I would highly recommend Ethel Kane if you do not listen to her already.
I don't. I keep thinking, oh, I need to listen. I know I'll like it. And I keep forgetting. So
I mean,
I really need to take you seriously on this one.
I really think so. I'm really, really into Ethel Kane.
Is it like weepy, slow?
Yep. A little bit. Yep.
But it was still like a really cool concert.
It was amazing. But yeah, it was slower. It's very like Southern Gothic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like slow, but in like an agony kind of way. And it's so sensual too. It's just like, I don't get it. Like it so I think like it feels, it connects with all the horniness of worship music.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very sultry, like a burlesque show.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. She got me going.
Okay. Amazing. Well, I have some really good news. So the last episode we did was on the history of the Mormon Church, but I left out all the fun stuff because that's for today.
Yes.
So today we're going to go through current day Mormon stuff and lots of other things people have requested to hear more about. But I have a game and I need you to not look.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at the notes.
I don't even know how to read, so that's fine.
Okay. So we have a game called Fundamentalists, LDS, or Apostasy. Okay. So I'm going to give a statement that one of these religions believes. So like traditional Latter-day Saints, traditional Mormons, fundamentalist Mormons, or non-Mormons, which is apostasy.
To apostate is like to renounce the faith.
Yeah.
So like,
They call anyone who's like not Mormon, who leaves the Mormon church, an apostate.
so is that just like an agnostic or atheist person?
No, a lot of these are just other religions.
Okay. Okay, so we have
They're non-Mormon.
We have LDS,
Fundamentalists, LDS, or non-Mormon.
and apostates. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, so coffee and tea are forbidden.
Mormons.
Yes. You need 3 wives to reach the highest heaven.
Mormon.
Fundamentalist Mormon.
Okay,
Yes. Families can be sealed together forever.
that's Mormon.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's even like in like more modern Mormons believe that.
Mm-hmm. Only 144,000 people will make it to heaven.
Fundamentalist Mormon.
Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, okay.
It's a trick.
Apostates. No, you're right. Actually, now that I think about it. Mm-hmm.
I am right, but I don't know.
Dumb. I knew that. Can we start over? No, I'm kidding.
Okay, the prophet is the only one who can assign your marriage partner.
That feels the prophet. Oh, that's what they call Muhammad. But that's we're not talking about Islam because okay. Fundamentalist Mormon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Communion bread and wine literally become the blood and body of Christ.
Apostates.
Yes, the Catholics are Orthodox
Yeah.
Church. Dancing is considered sinful.
Fundamentalist Mormon.
Probably, but also Baptist.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
I wasn't actually when my dad was in charge of the family because he was alive. We weren't allowed to dance.
Okay.
Next.
Paying 10% of your income is required to stay in good standing.
Apostate.
LDS.
Okay.
You must go door to door preaching the gospel to strangers.
LDS.
Jehovah's Witness. Kids as young as 12 can perform baptisms for the dead.
Okay, that is fundamentalist Mormon.
LDS. It's wild. I'll tell you more later.
Okay.
The color red is forbidden.
I guess fundamentalist.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Jesus and Satan are spirit brothers.
Oh my God. I think that is LDS.
It is.
Yeah, I think I have heard that they're like brothers or something.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like that game was a flop.
No,
but
I liked it.
I thought that it would like get us more intrigued for what I have to tell you next.
I'm honestly hella intrigued.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the tea on Mormons, fundamentalists, and mainstream Christianity. What are the differences? What do they believe? What did we grow up believing? What do fundamentalists believe? What separates them?
Okay.
So I think the last episode I ended talking about the division of the fundamentalist church and the LDS church.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
right.
And so the biggest thing that made them split was over polygamy. But since then, there's been a lot of differences. And the LDS church does not affiliate with the fundamentalist church. And they get a little bit offended when they think that this is what regular Americans think the LDS church believes.
So it's contentious between the two.
It's like they're not the same.
Okay.
They're like kind of embarrassed that it's even like has anything to do with them.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the biggest thing that shapes the differences between Christianity and Mormonism is their view of evil. So, mainstream Christianity believes evil came from humanity's fall into sin and people are born evil. And the LDS believe that Satan is an actual person and that humans are born innocent. So there's no original sin.
Okay.
And evil comes from your individual choices.
Okay.
The fundamentalists made it a little bit more intense.
Okay.
Okay. So there were many fundamentalist beliefs that trickled through the religion. But then when there's a new prophet, that prophet can do no wrong.
Okay.
And so when Warren Jeffs, the current fundamentalist LDS prophet, became the prophet, he really messed them up big time. So under Warren Jeffs, the FLDS taught that Satan literally works through certain bloodlines. The reason that we know this is because when they raided the Jeffs compound, they found old teachings. So there's like audio recordings of him saying this stuff. So this might have been said for many years, but we have proof that he said it.
Okay.
Okay. So he said that Satan literally works through certain bloodlines and that black people were the seed of Cain, cursed for bringing evil into the world. And Jeffs claimed the black race was how the devil has kept evil alive.
Oh my God.
It's really bad.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I
And
had no idea.
And the LDS Church has some other issues with their history and people of color, but this is still what they believe today. It's still what's taught today. Like these recordings are from the last 15 years.
Holy shit.
It's bad.
That's really bad.
So, and then hell, similarly, obviously we know what Christians believe, that like hell basically makes us scared of everything our whole life and makes us make decisions we don't want to make and scares us when we're children, things like that. And the Mormons believe hell is very temporary. So it's kind of like a prison where you can await judgment and you can still accept the gospel after you die and then go to heaven. Okay. So it's not a true hell. And I'll go into the afterlife next.
Okay.
And LDS believes similarly, but they're just a little bit more intense on how you get there and how you don't. And a lot of it's related to your family line.
Okay.
That's very important to them. So the afterlife, most Christians believe you have heaven or hell, and then some believe in purgatory. But the Mormons, this is when the Mormons get like really weird, and they go back to those like little seer stones that Joseph Smith had, and his like all of his weird wands and stuff,
and the gold plates.
Yes. So they believe in degrees of glory. So we have the top heaven, which is the celestial heaven. Mormons who are baptized, they go to the temple, they're married, they have kids, they belong there. Then we have the second heaven, terrestrial. That's like good, decent people. Maybe not LDS people or non-Mormons, but like Christians, evangelicals, anyone like good would go there. Anyone who lives a normal life would go there. And then telestial is the third bottom level of heaven. And that's people who lived sinful lives and rejected Jesus. But after suffering in the spirit prison, they accepted him later.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And then there's outer darkness. Barely anybody has to go here. It's only for people who knew God's power personally and they deliberately rejected or opposed him, like Satan.
Wouldn't that be us?
No, because we're good normal people.
Oh, okay.
We'd at least be in the telestial heaven.
Okay.
But we'd probably be in the terrestrial heaven.
Okay. Got
like
it.
most everyone will get to heaven. And
I was only asking because like you and I have experienced, in quotes, the glory of God and have seen or decided otherwise. I didn't know if that's what I was referring to.
It's not for an average sinner.
Okay. I'm just
It's
an
for,
average
like,
sinner.
It's for someone who was like, I went to the spirit prison and I got my second chance and I said, I don't want it. So then I had to go to outer darkness.
Got it.
So that's what like LDS believes. And the fundamentalists believe more those things specifically, but the only way to get to the top heaven is through plural marriage.
Okay. That's
and
wild.
then you get to the second heaven if you reject polygamy.
Okay.
And then you get to the third heaven if you went against the prophet. And then you have to go to outer darkness if you betray the prophet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it is really interesting because if this is drilled into you every day of your life, which if you're in the fundamentalist cult, you go to like church every day.
Wow.
Literally. Because you're in a cult. You just, it's like being at church camp your whole life.
That kind of
You know when you had to go to like chapel 3 times a day at camp?
Yep.
It's like that, but your whole life forever.
Yeah.
So no one ever wants to leave, and they're so terrified because they can't betray the prophet.
Right.
And they can't go against him. And I think it really, because I was always like, why don't Mormons care more about evangelism? Like the only time they really care is on their mission, but also they don't really care.
Yeah.
Because everyone goes to heaven. Who cares?
Yeah.
There's not a lot to propel them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what else do you want to know?
What else do I want to know about
Yeah.
Mormons?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had said something about like hell being somewhat temporary until there is like a judgment day.
Mm-hmm.
In like then what happens like after judgment day? Like let's say that you are like seeing, no bueno by God. What would he do with you after that? Is there a permanent hell then?
Outer darkness.
Outer darkness.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay. And then if you were good, then you would go to the third heaven.
Maybe, or the second. Who
So you
knows?
could elevate.
I
beyond
think
that.
so.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
I don't know.
Yeah. That was my question.
I'll have to check my Book of Mormon. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what's in there. So like obviously Mormons don't believe in drinking alcohol. A lot of Christians don't as well. And the people in the fundamentalist cults, they're basically in a compound and they can only get what someone brings to them. So
Okay.
they're kind of told what they can and can't have.
And are Mormons the ones that don't drink caffeine either?
Yes, good question. So coffee and tea are prohibited under the Word of Wisdom,
Okay.
which is like some sort of additional book from Joseph Smith. So caffeine itself isn't banned, but coffee and tea are.
So you could drink Mountain Dew.
So if you've seen any of the season, like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they love soda.
Okay, I think
This is why.
like colloquially heard that like a lot of Mormons drink Mountain Dew.
A ton of soda.
Okay.
So like caffeine's kind of a gray area. And so you'll see if you go to Utah, you'll see like every option of soda has a caffeine-free version. So it'll be like like a QT gas station that has all the soda.
Yes.
It will be like Coke caffeine-free, Diet Coke caffeine-free, like every option.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they love to put like syrups and creams in their soda
Okay.
to make it like a fun coffee.
Okay.
So like a crazy Mormon would still drink coffee, but it's like a little bit not respected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And these like really conservative Mormons that you're talking about, geographically, are they in like rural Utah or
The
like
fundamentalists?
Yes.
Yeah, so most of them are on the border of Utah and Arizona.
Okay.
So they did that specifically to be able to run from one state to the other when they were under arrest.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
So they kind of fled when Utah became a state. The only way that it was able to become a state and continue to harbor the Mormons, like I told you last time, was that they had to renounce polygamy.
Okay.
So the fundamentalists ran to Arizona where it wasn't illegal yet, but then it did become illegal in Arizona. So they kind of straddled the line between Utah and Arizona. And there's still a town called Colorado City, and that's right on the border. That's like near where I lived, and that's like run by Mormons. Like Warren Jeffs had the police under his arm. Like
Shit.
it was really, really corrupt.
Okay.
And obviously the FBI got involved because of all the underage children and abuse that was happening. And a lot of people did get out then, but there's still a lot of people stuck under his thumb, even from prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a friend who lived in Idaho for a period of time, and he said that there were a lot of Mormons there
For sure.
too. Okay.
Yeah.
So they went into Mormon.
Yeah.
Is that like the fundamentalists or more of the like
It could be
LDS?
either, but I'm assuming
Okay.
if it was your friend, it was probably an LDS.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're in like public schools and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All in the West, there's a big population of Mormons especially in contrast to here.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I went to high school with maybe 3 Mormon families.
Yeah. I honestly
Which is
don't
kind
know
of
if I know
rare.
any
Yeah.
Mormons.
I met a lot more living in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did know someone in Tulsa who was Mormon, actually.
Yeah. So it's not as common. I mean, if I was them, I would probably want to go to BYU and be around more people like me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Totally.
It's kind of where they settle.
Okay.
Okay. Another big thing that's talked about a lot is the special garments that Mormons wear.
Okay, yeah, this is something I'm really curious about because I've heard a lot about these garments. They're not chastity belts, but they have a similar role to play.
So I'll go more into it a little bit later when I go through like the life of the perfect Mormon.
Okay.
But these garments are basically like underwear and like a tank top that you wear under your clothes.
Okay.
So it's kind of like boxers, like long boxers for men and a tank top or like a t-shirt, like an undershirt. And then for women, it's like a little frillier.
Okay.
But for a long time, it was always cap sleeves for women. And if you knew any Mormons, it was like very taboo to show your shoulders.
Okay.
And they've recently changed these rules specifically for people in warmer climates because like the Mormons in Ecuador were dying from being so hot all the time. So they've kind of changed them a little bit, but that kind of showed your modesty rules.
But if they're undergarments and they're not visible, why did it matter how modest the undergarments were?
To kind of control where you would put your clothes.
Oh, okay. So it's
you're not going to wear like a spaghetti strap tank top if your garments are showing.
So it was kind of like, okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like some sort of sacred vow in the temple when you get married or something creepy. Yeah.
Okay. So it like created a boundary where,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, but you know, who knows?
Who knows?
I'm just a girl with Wikipedia. I do have a lot of sources though for later on, and that will be in the show notes. I would say the family focus is pretty obvious. Family is very central to faith. If you don't have a family and you don't have kids, you will not reach that top tier of heaven. Okay. So that is like the driving force is to be in the best part of heaven. It's the driving force for their whole life.
Yeah.
And that's why families are so big, because for a while it was like the bigger the family, the better the chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they still believe that or not.
Maybe you wouldn't know this specifically, but like obviously like in like more conservative places in like the South or the Midwest, like we obviously like uphold marriage and like getting married young in our like modern practice. Do people like if you were to not get married or get married later in the LDS, would that be like really taboo?
It's not great, but to save your future afterlife salvation, you can get married to Joseph Smith.
Oh, thank God.
In the temple.
Yeah.
So you'll be okay then. But it is a little bit looked down upon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like nobody wanted you kind of a thing, or that you were like,
I don't know,
too wild? Okay.
Those kind of things didn't show up in research, but I do know in the fundamentalist church, it's not your choice. You were assigned to who you're married.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. A really interesting thing that I learned when I visited Utah a lot for my old job was how beautiful everybody was.
Yeah.
And I was like a little bit confused by it. And if you've been on the internet in the last 5 years, you've seen these like amazingly beautiful women all over TikTok, and they're almost always Mormon.
Okay. Yeah. That is something I wanted to talk about today, is like the rise of like LDS on like social media.
Yes. They're so beautiful. And I was asking one of my friends who lived in Salt Lake City, like, what's happened? Is it just like a lineage thing? Like, what's going on? Why is everyone so pretty? And she was like, oh, it's one of the highest plastic surgery rates in the nation.
In Utah.
Oh. And so I looked
Even
some
more
stuff
than
up.
like LA?
Yes, I looked some stuff up. So approximately 14% of Latter-day Saints in Utah have undergone major cosmetic surgery, such as breast augmentations, tummy tucks, or liposuction. This is notably higher than the national average of about 4%. And plastic surgeons per capita, Utah ranks 6th in the U.S. for the number of plastic surgeons per capita, surpassing Los Angeles.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy.
Yeah. So I think some reasons are that it's a really homogenous society. So almost everyone is white. So they tend to like compare themselves a lot more. They don't see the diversity. So you were like, oh no, look at her and look at me and look at my nose. And you know, like,
and I'm sure the like what Western European beauty standards are just like so rigid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And within the LDS, there's a cultural emphasis on appearance, especially among women, of course. And physical beauty is often associated with social status.
Oh, got it.
Like all of us, like the whole world, but it's more intense there.
Yeah.
And then because of the high fertility rates, there's just like a lot more mommy makeovers.
Okay.
Because after they've all had 6 kids, they want to have a mommy makeover.
Yeah. A tummy tuck.
And then in that fundamentalist church, obviously no one's getting plastic surgery. but they are told very strictly what to do and not to do with their appearance.
Okay.
The women and the men. But the women, like all of a sudden, one of the prophets, I don't remember if it was Warren Jeffs or Rulon Jeffs, was like, the color red is forbidden.
Is it because it like symbolizes like passion or
They
sensuality?
just decided that.
Red is a
They
very
can say whatever
sexy
they
color.
want. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I love red.
In Asian cultures, it's lucky,
Cute.
but not to the Jeffs family.
Apparently not.
So it's extremely modest. You know, the like special bump and bangs.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to do that. I was watching a documentary earlier today, The Prophet, Prisoner of the Prophet. It's on HBO.
I do have HBO.
It's really good. It's really sad. It's about a woman who was married to Warren Jeffs and she got away. And she gives a lot of good tea on the Fundamentalist Church.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of my overall update on what everyone believes. Did I leave anything out? Any juicy stuff?
I have a question. Do you know, like in like Salt Lake City or somewhere where that like a lot of LDS people live, do the like Mormon kids go to public school or are they homeschooled like a fundamentalist would
That's
be?
a good question. I don't know. I think it's normal school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you know how like a lot of conservative, like if you were to like go to school in like rural Oklahoma, you'd probably have like the 10 Commandments at school or abstinence only sex education. Does like Mormon theology infiltrate the public schools in Utah?
Ooh, I do have more about this in my next section.
Okay.
That I learned in my research.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So my next section is about the ideal LDS path in life.
Okay.
So we're no longer talking about fundamentalists. I think we've covered that enough. Someday, if we want to do a full episode, we can, but it'd be really repetitive right now. So I just wanted to know, if you were the perfect Mormon, how would your life go?
I'd like to know.
Yeah.
If ever I wanted to convert.
I've researched it enough. And by the power of Wikipedia and the internet, I think I have the answers.
Okay.
Okay, so after you are born, there's a baby blessing. So shortly after birth, infants are blessed in a sacrament meeting by a male priesthood holder, usually the father.
Okay.
And if this is a perfect child. And it's not a baptism, it's just a blessing. And if you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, there was a lot of drama about the baby blessings.
I think I actually remember that in the 2 episodes I watched.
With Jen's baby blessing.
Yeah, there was like somebody not invited to a baby
Yes,
blessing.
it was very dramatic. So
like,
now we know
why didn't
it's
she invite
important.
it? It's like clearly there's beef. Yeah.
I kind of see it as the equivalent of like dedicating your kid to the church.
Yeah, or like a baptism.
Yeah. And then at age 8, you would get baptized and confirmed. So age 8 is considered the age of accountability.
8. It's
8.
12 in the religious practice I grew up in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, at 12 I had like, full expectation as an adult.
Oh my God. Yeah. So in the LDS Church, the age of accountability is the point when children are considered capable of understanding right and wrong and can be held responsible for their own choices. So this is why baptism happens at 8. It marks the child's first conscious covenant with God and formal entry into the church.
Is that in the Book of Mormon?
I don't know. It's in the internet.
Because I remember we practiced like 12 and up, you can go to hell if you sin. Like,
oh my God.
it's not a big deal. It's fine.
So sad.
Well, at the end of the day, hell isn't real, so it's fine. But 12 and up was like the age of accountability. And I think that the like theology that we went off of is that there's a Bible story where Jesus and his parents are going to Jerusalem to pay their taxes. And when they return back to Nazareth, he goes missing, and then they find him in a temple.
Oh yeah.
And he's like educating the rabbis, and they're like, "Oh my God, this kid is so smart.
Yeah, he's literally the Christ.
He's literally the Christ." And he was 12 in that story.
Well, we're not Christ.
Well, I mean,
Jesus.
Sure. So like they believe that like that signified that was like the age of accountability was 12.
That's a stretch.
Yes.
Okay, so before this age, children are seen as innocent and free from sin. So you don't need to be baptized before you're 8.
Yep.
And baptism by immersion is what happens, and it confirms receiving the gift of the Holy Ghost, which I never saw anything else about the Holy Ghost throughout my research. So I don't know when else he shows up.
Interesting.
And then this is when it gets weird. At
this is when it gets weird. Okay, good, because it was so normal before.
And I had to read a lot because I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at age 12 is when children, I would say a 12-year-old is a child.
Yes, I would too, actually.
They start baptizing for the dead.
Okay.
So the LDS believes that deceased ancestors have a chance to accept the gospel in the afterlife.
Is that like a purgatory kind of thing?
I guess.
Okay.
So this fulfills the church's emphasis on family and eternal connections. Mm-hmm. So the LDS religion is very, very into ancestry.
Which
and
I
now
love.
it makes more
sense.
You
know I love it, like ancestral veneration and stuff.
But they have to be really into ancestry to make sure that everyone is baptized.
Okay.
So remember when I was talking about like, oh, then Joseph Smith had a new idea here and a new idea there. Mm-hmm. One of them was baptizing the dead. Okay. So he could cover people before Mormonism was invented. Okay. Basically.
Really quick. About ancestral stuff. Mm-hmm. That is apparently something that I'm going to have to work through in ketamine therapy is ancestral trauma, which is super fun.
I don't think I want to go there with my ancestors.
I think I absolutely
I'm not ready.
I think I absolutely fucking have to. I
do too, yeah.
But I thought that was really interesting. That was a huge part of my intake was ancestral trauma.
Oof.
And like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyway, continue.
Love to hear more later.
Yes.
Okay, so this is often a regular youth activity, baptizing the dead.
Like for fun.
It's just like what they do on their Wednesday night.
That has to be so traumatizing because that's a carcass that they're baptizing.
It's really weird. So I tried to get more information. Let me see what I wrote here.
Okay.
The people being baptized are deceased ancestors who never had the chance to be baptized while alive. The names of these ancestors are collected ahead of time through genealogy research that's usually done by adult family members. So it's often what like older people do once they retire is they do a lot of genealogy research and then they give the names to the youth and then they baptize them.
Okay, but like why are they having to recover the names if it's a present body?
It's not a body.
So they're not like taking
it could be like your great grandpa.
So okay, that's a little different because in my mind I was thinking that like a recently deceased person.
No,
that the kiddos would have to like interact with the body.
I also thought that's what it meant. What it actually means is the youth come to the temple and they perform a proxy baptism using those names. Okay. So they get baptized underwater
on their behalf.
On their behalf.
Okay, this is kind of weird. I like that. I think that's really cool.
Oh God.
I actually find that meaningful, and like I do believe that like people carry the wounds, traumas, and like sometimes even curses of their ancestors, and to like be baptized by way of them feels really meaningful. Actually,
maybe it works.
Maybe should I convert?
Maybe it's why they're all in heaven and they're all beautiful.
I just think that feels so. I just think like connecting to your ancestors like that is so meaningful, and I do think like I don't know. That's the first thing that I have heard in this episode, and in the former one that I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that. I fuck with baptizing your deceased ancestors.
Okay, so ancestors. Okay. So the focus for youth is learning temple procedures and participating in this religious practice, like not doing any of the research or like finding the names or anything. Okay. Just kind of like, this is our culture. And now we get baptized for your uncle every week. Yeah. Okay. Then the teen years, this is so evangelical.
Oh, I can't wait.
They're basically split into boys and girls.
Yeah, that's standard.
Okay. So there's a book called For the Strength of Youth, which is a guidebook published by the LDS Church that outlines the church's official standards for young members. So it's kind of like a moral and lifestyle handbook. Mm-hmm. It's like Brio.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, what kind of like teen coming of age books did you have in the church?
Chicken Soup for the Soul.
I had that one.
I had a lot of those. Yeah. Like Chicken Soup for the Soul, for the artist.
Yeah.
For the teen artist. Yeah. For the teen that likes cats.
I had For the Horse Girl. No, I really did. I had, and my uncle got it for me for Christmas one year, but then he like spilled a beer on it and he's like, sorry, kid.
It was like that, American Girl books. Okay. I don't feel like I had a lot of Christian.
They weren't very religious. No. It would have been for your parents.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I had like, we had this, it was Every Young Man and Every Young Woman's Battle.
Yeah, of course. The Eldridges.
Yep.
Yes.
So we had those.
Those were a little like when I was older.
Yep. And we
Yeah.
had Battlefield of the Mind for kids.
Okay.
By Joyce Myers.
Purpose Driven Life.
That was older.
That was when I was
wasn't
teen.
as coming of age. And then we had like other like purity centered books.
Yeah.
But every young woman's battle or every young man's battle was the like text.
Oh, also Captivating.
Oh, I didn't read Captivating, but my
Captivating, and then there was a man's one. An equivalent for men.
I remember when Captivating came about, my mom, I think, got it for me to read.
It was all about being like a damsel in distress.
And I was
bullshit.
just like, this isn't for me anymore. So I read like the Hunger Games instead.
Perfect.
Yeah, and like to my mom's credit, she was like, "That's fine. That's probably more your style anyway." As long as she's not having sex in the Hunger Games, which I don't think she was. She was just like overthrowing an empire.
Okay, so For the Strength of Youth was originally published in 1965, but thankfully it's been updated several times. And most recently in 2022, it was updated to reflect a more flexible, principle-based approach rather than strict rules.
Okay.
So the book contains topics like dress and appearance, dating, honesty, sexual purity, media use, church attendance, spiritual growth, like similar to what we would have gotten.
Yeah.
Not much different. And the males go into this group called the Males Priesthood Advancement. That's for boys. So they're ages 12, 14, 16. They move up through the Aaronic, I think that's how you say it, priesthood ranks. So deacon, teacher, priest.
Oh, from like Aaron,
Yes.
Moses' brother.
Yes.
Because he was a priest.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. I remember that.
I just don't know how to say it in that form of the word.
I think you got it right.
Okay. So for men, it's mainly about their grooming and appearance. Like, keep your hair short, shave your face, be clean, neat, conservative, blah, blah, blah. Things about temple duties or temple garments. And then at places like BYU, it might be even more strict than what they learned here.
Really?
They have
more strict at the university?
Yeah, because they have more. They can have more clear rules. Like men can't wear shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is like in terms of like Mormon culture, is BYU like more conservative or liberal? Because I'm just thinking it's more liberal because it's a university.
I think conservative.
Okay.
Because everyone flocks from around the world to go there to learn how to be a Mormon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's like, any Bible school, they're pretty Christian. They're pretty conservative.
Well, I'm more so thinking like when I went to ORU, it was more like if you went to a school in like a rural charismatic church, you probably had a more conservative experience than ORU.
Yeah.
So and like it was very easy to like mess around at ORU and like for rules to not be rules.
I mean, there's a Real Housewife of Salt Lake City who got pregnant when she was at BYU.
Well, there you go.
So
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the women joined the Young Women program. And I had never heard of this. And on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2, a bunch of the girls are talking about it. And I was really interested in it. Like, well, in the Young Women program, we learned this or we learned that, or we were in this together, So it is kind of like their little, I think more of like a confirmation group, I would see it as. I didn't have that, but a lot of my friends did. And I was like jealous because they were Catholic or Lutheran.
I think that's great to have that like structured. Like, I also really like a lot of the Catholic people I know, like their parents would be like, my only requirement for you is that you do confirmation. And then after that, you can decide if you want to continue or not. And a lot of them did, or a lot of them didn't. And I feel like that was a great boundary. Like, because I wonder sometimes about how I would approach religion with my kiddos.
I know.
And I think a little bit of religious or spiritual structure is fine, but I think that rule of like do confirmation and then you can do whatever you want afterwards is really nice.
Yeah. So the Young Women's program has the same thing, like spiritual instruction, modesty standards, service projects, things like that. And then the book talks a lot more about your body being sacred and dress in a way that shows respect for it, things like that. And then I was kind of curious about what do LGBTQ youth do who are in the Mormon church or maybe are in these programs and haven't told anyone that they have those feelings. So in older versions of the book, it was like very strict, saying it's a serious sin and that youth should avoid it. And in the 2022 revision, the language has been softened a little bit. So it no longer explicitly mentions homosexuality, but it more broadly speaks about sexual impurity and that God's standards have not changed.
Okay.
But
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
So like in Christianity, like for instance, in like the church I go to, it's a more like progressive leftist liberation focused theology. Does Mormonism have a version of that where like queer people can be like ministers or like hold positions of power in the temple, or
No.
is that's not a thing? Okay.
No, I think the best that they could assume would be to be celibate, which
Okay.
is a huge issue being a Mormon.
Yeah. Okay.
So they would basically be giving up their eternity.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right, because like so much. Wow. That's tragic.
Because they wouldn't have a spouse
That's actually like
and they wouldn't have children.
that's so tragic.
Yes.
That makes me really sad. Wow.
So while we're speaking of marginalized people groups, historically, the Book of Mormon contains passages that connect righteousness and skin color, specifically describing lighter skin as a sign of divine favor and darker skin as a curse.
Does it say that in the Book of Mormon?
Yes, it says that in 2 Nephi 5:21. It describes God causing a skin of blackness to come upon the Lamanites so they would not be enticing to the righteous Nephites.
Shit.
It is a terrible, terrible idea.
It's insidious, yeah.
And it is an insidious idea that was unfortunately brought up, and especially against a people that helped the Mormons so much. I'm pretty frustrated that Joseph Smith, having taken advantage of many Native Americans along the way of his path,
Or like assuming the like title of being a marginalized group when he got like politically
Yes.
active when Mormons were being targeted
Oppressed.
in Illinois.
Yeah.
When you were talking about that. Yeah. He like all of a sudden got political.
yeah, I'm confused at how he can just like pick and choose. And
I mean,
he's
I'm not
obviously a psychopath.
We've
but
definitely seen a lot of picking and
Yeah.
choosing in religious leaders, and
it's really a bummer.
Yeah.
And for a long time, the Mormon Church actually denied and banned black men from the priesthood and black members from temple rituals until 1978.
that is so recent.
So today, the LDS Church has formally disavowed these racist teachings. And in 2013, the church's official essay, Race and Priesthood, acknowledged that past justifications for the ban were based on racism rather than doctrine. So they have come out against it, which is probably very long overdue.
I was gonna say like 2013. That's Obama era. That's
Yeah.
like that's really late. That's alarming.
And the church now states that God does not deny anyone blessings based on race or color. And that's a direct quote. So it is hard. And I think if anybody, what's really difficult is, you know, they send these Mormon missionaries throughout the world, all over Africa, all over India,
With a
you know, these places
preconceived
where
notion
people are
that
not
it's
white.
inferior to be like obviously those things exist in like evangelical Christianity, but they're more like understated, where you would get a more like I don't see color in like conservative
Right.
Christianity,
Right.
But it
Like
seems-
everyone, God loves everybody.
Right.
There they literally are saying, no, he doesn't.
which to clarify,
Yeah.
like isn't good either.
Right.
Like we have so much insidious undertones to like what we believe, but that is so overt.
yes.
Yeah.
It's really sad. So
Well, not what we
knowing
believe, but
that
what we used to.
and watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, there is a woman in there who's black. And she talks a little bit about like the only reason she converted was because she didn't have any friends, because she didn't have, no one in Utah wasn't Mormon.
Yeah.
So she converted, married a white man, you know, in the Mormon church, and then felt completely ostracized. And so she does talk about it a little bit. And I think I'm hoping that she has more airtime on the third season because
Yeah.
she's a very interesting person. And
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine growing up that way.
Do you ever watch like Nara Smith stuff on
No.
like TikTok? Do you know who that is? She is Mormon, but she's black or biracial, I would assume. And she lives like in the country. She's like with her husband Lucky. They're like models. And they have a lot of kiddos, or not like a lot, but like 4. And she's like under 20, so that a lot to me. But like,
That's a lot.
yeah.
Yikes.
But I always like wonder what it's like for her. And
Yeah.
I remember she recently had a TikTok actually that I watched where she had like box braids woven into her hair, and I was really happy to see that because it was the first time I actually like saw her have like a hairstyle that was like black. And I always like wonder about like what her experience would be like in the Mormon church as a black woman.
I mean, this isn't necessarily on the topic, but I dated a guy in grad school who was from Utah, and he said it was very, very, he's a white guy, but he said it was a very lonely experience not being Mormon.
I believe that.
And he just like really wanted to leave Utah so
Yeah.
he could be around other people who were normal.
Yeah.
He was just like a good old atheist boy.
Yeah. When I lived in LA, I was a nanny and I would take the kiddos to the park, and I met this other nanny that was there, and she was from Salt Lake City originally. And she was Christian, and she had grown up around a lot of Mormons. And I was asking her about her experience, and she said it was like she moved to LA because it was so isolating, not being Mormon in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, so I can't imagine being a teen. I'm going to keep going here if I can, just to get through our life as a Mormon. So at age 14, LDS teens can go to seminary, which seminary is a daily scripture study program during high school. So it usually starts like in 9th grade, and it can go all the way through when they graduate at 18. So it goes through like the Bible, the Book of Mormon, Doctrine and Covenants, things like that. And they actually meet before school at 6 a.m. So I looked into like, does the school have this in their school? But it's like, it's not affiliated with the schools, but they can sometimes meet at somewhere near the school, or, you know, I think of kind of like Young Life.
Yeah.
Like sometimes our Young Life leaders would like come to our lunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something
like that.
I actually used to do that when I was a Young Life volunteer.
Yeah.
Just like sit with the kiddos.
So it's like older people in the church come and help them with that. That's like how they volunteer as they get older. And then into young adulthood, we talked last week about that they can be on a mission and do missionary service. And then the temple endowment is for adults. So this typically is before a mission or a temple marriage. So the temple endowment is one of the most important rituals in LDS beliefs, usually experienced by young adults before a mission or before a temple marriage. It begins with initiatory ordinances, including ritual washing and anointing, which are symbolic acts of spiritual cleansing. Participants then receive the sacred temple garment. So this is when they get their garments.
Their garments, yeah.
And that's worn under regular clothing, and it's a symbol of their covenant to God. And the main endowment ceremony is a symbolic narrative-based instruction that depicts the creation, the fall of Adam and Eve, the apostasy, and God's plan for salvation. So I can't tell if it's like a skit or a video. I think maybe it could be either, depending on your temple. And then there's lots of tokens and like these mysterious things that are very Joseph Smithy, like signs, tokens, symbolic gestures,
Gold plates.
Yeah. Washing and anointing.
Wisdom booklets.
Oh,
Oh,
it
no,
is.
no,
I do have in here that it's a drama, a creation drama, a film showing this.
Like the Lifehouse kit?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then you go into the celestial room, which is a peaceful space representing heaven. And there are quite a bit of criticisms I've heard about this because it's very secret. It symbolizes a lot of patriarchal power. And there's some criticisms that it is very invasive. And because it's so secretive and no one ever knows what they're walking into, it just like leaves a lot of room for abuse.
I can see that.
So I think that they've changed a lot of it to mitigate abuse opportunities. But in the past, it was very unchecked.
Okay.
And it was kind of gross. So there's a lot of like ex-Mormons who come out and said like, oh, my temple ceremony was really abusive and it was really disgusting and things like that. So, but you're like sworn to never tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're definitely an apostate if you leave the Mormon church and then talk about your temple ceremony.
Yeah, which is like a petri dish for abuse.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Anything in the secret.
And then obviously these Mormons get married young. So they often marry young because marriage is seen as the central purpose of their life and eternity. And they are sealed together forever in the temple when they get married. And then their kids are also sealed in the temple with them. They also get married young because of the chastity standard, and kids can get sealed after they're born to their parents, or they're kind of just like automatically sealed if their parents are married in the temple, or if they get adopted or something later, they can be sealed later.
Okay.
Yes. And then into adulthood, it's regular temple attendance, church callings, tithing. It's very important for them to give 10%.
So they give 10% like we did.
And they are tracked down if they don't.
Really? So
Yes.
it's not just like...
They have to be in good standing with the church.
Okay, wow.
So because of this, the Mormon church is unbelievably wealthy.
Filthy rich, wow.
The LDS church finances run at $100 billion, with a tax-free empire.
Wow.
So it is a very powerful system.
Yeah.
I believe it is infiltrating our government
I
and
would say that too.
has a lot of power throughout the nation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about that a little bit because growing up, Mormonism felt so niche and small. But I feel like in the last 5 years in particular, there's been a shift in like social media and just like the internet in general, where like there's been a lot of Mormon centered content. I've noticed like a lot of like influencers or just like people with social media influence in general have connections to the Mormon church in ways that really surprised me, to the effect that like this is like so annoying, but like on YouTube Shorts, sometimes there's these like really stupid dating shows that come up, and I fucking hate them. It's always like a group of people that are like, do I like this person or not? And the guy's always like, do you have a pedicure? No. Pop the balloon. And I'm just like, bro, you're gay. What fucking guy is like, do you or do you not have a pedicure?
I mean, I would think that there are a lot of closeted Mormons.
I mean,
who have to get married to stay in their culture.
It must be, but there's like, it's such a like an odd, like the videos are so odd to me. Like some of them feel kind of familiar growing up in the evangelical church, but some of the like specificities of what they're looking for are so specific and so odd to me. And like looking into it, I end up finding out that it's like a dating show for Mormons, or like a lot of stuff seems to be centered around it in ways that I had never seen before. And like, it really surprised me.
Yeah. Yeah. I love these Mormons. Then they just do the normal things like help in their church and look at their genealogy. And then they're just buried like normal afterlife, end of life things. And I think one of the scariest things about the Mormon religion is that at any time there can be a new revelation.
Which is, it yields its way to like a prophet rising up who has like self-interest and wants to.
So that has been a lot more unchecked in the fundamentalist side because it's literally the prophet gets to decide what his new revelation is all the time. Yeah. And that's gotten really, really abusive with under the Jeffs family. But in the LDS church, it's been a better thing to have new revelations, like they no longer had to ban black priests or, they have other ideas that are a little bit more progressive, but I think not having something to go back and tie the religion to just gives a lot of power to a lot of men only.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
But I'll always have an affinity for the Mormons, and I'm always down to talk more. And I have more to say, but I think everyone else doesn't have more to listen to. So
this has been really interesting. Like, honestly, like I'm surprised that I haven't personally been more curious about it. I am curious. Like, we did an episode about like the first season of Shiny Happy People where we talked about like the Institute of Basic Life Principles, Bill Gothard's like institution and the Duggar family, and how like a lot of people from that like really conservative fundamentalist expression of Christianity have a goal of having as many kids as possible so that they can infiltrate like Congress and places of power and return the nation to what they believe are like godly principles. Is Mormonism like that at all? It doesn't seem as interested in like evangelizing. So I'm curious as to like what the motivation to have all these kids are.
To get to heaven.
Okay. So it feels a little bit more individualistic maybe.
To get to the highest point of heaven. I think also like Mormons are very entrepreneurial. And so having a lot of kids helps you sustain your business.
I guess so.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want any more recs, we'll put some up on our comments section and in social media. I have lots of documentaries and of course The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I do want to watch
Please
that
watch.
more. Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
Very cool.
So I'm really excited for the release.
Got it.
Okay, I think that's it.
I think so.
We don't
This
have
has
anything
been so
else?
interesting, actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I want to learn more.
I know I'm interested, but I just see people's eyes glaze over when I start talking about it. So I'm glad I have this podcast to make everyone listen.
You're like, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about here.
Okay, so blessed are the listeners, for they shall reinstate their Hulu subscriptions to watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3. It is finished.
It is finished.
Bye.
Bye.